Hey everybody, good morning. It is Monday morning, funny that. And here we are, the Monday Morning Cooking Club girls in the kitchen. I mean, where else would we be, right, on a Monday morning other than in the kitchen? So here we are cooking some amazing things today, testing a couple of things for our new book. Now, you know that we've got book 3 coming out in March, and that's not the new book I'm talking about now. We have just started testing for our 4th book. And if you lean in very close, I'll tell you a secret. It's going to be a sweet book only. So we are collecting amazing sweets from around the world. So we've started testing, and the thing that worries us a bit about testing sweet recipes is that what are we going to eat? Like, you know, the last few years we've been testing for all sorts of recipes. So we've had food and salad and meat and chicken and fish and everything, as well as the delicious sweets. But now the problem is just sweets. So we thought, because spring is here, and I'll show you outside in a minute, but Sydney, Australia is having the most, do you agree? The most glorious day ever today. And so to celebrate spring, we are cooking this amazing, amazing fat asparagus. Wait till you see it. Okay, enough from me. Let's go look and see what the girls are doing. Please remember, on Facebook, please comment, question, tell us anything, ask us anything. We are here to answer your questions. And this week we will try to read what you're saying as we go along. We've got to get better. Anyway, let's go see the girls. Here we go. All right. Good morning, girls. Hey, Lynn.
Hi, good morning.
How you doing?
Good, excited to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Marilyn.
Hi.
Okay, now 1 second. We have a special guest. Are you listening, everybody? We're going to start here.
Drum roll.
So, some of you may remember that we started off with 6 Monday Morning Cooking Club gals, and after the last book, Lauren and Paula decided to take a step back out of the kitchen. Can you believe that? And Lynn came in their place. But as a special today, we have Lauren. Hey, Laura. Welcome back to the kitchen. What's it like being back with us?
Good. It's good to be back. I'm home.
Yay, so happy to have you here. And you two girls as well. And happy to have all of you who are tuning in now and watching us. And, you know, please remember to like it, share it, do all those Facebook things that are so important to us, because we want to create this online cooking community so that we can all get together every Monday morning and listen to what you want us to do, answer your questions, and make delicious things at the same time. So let's start with Lynn now. Tell us, Lynn, what you're making.
I'm making an asparagus salad today, which is really very simple and very beautiful. And we start off by grilling some asparagus. The easy way to prepare the asparagus is just to snap off the bottom.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Because it just snaps where it's ready, where you need to cut it. And for all of you people who like smooth edged bottoms, you can snap it and then trim them with a knife if you like.
Can I do one?
Yes, please.
Good morning, Esther. Nice to see you watching. Thanks for tuning in. And Esther says, nice to see Lauren back. I agree. It's really nice to see Lauren back. Okay, so while the girls are snapping the asparagus, tell us how you're going to cook it. Are you going to boil it or steam it?
No,
or...
I'm going to char it on a grill pan, which is really very simple and really quick. And
Okay.
it keeps the asparagus al dente, it's firm.
Yeah, perfect. Tell me about this asparagus, Marilyn, because it's really, someone actually dropped this in for us and we were really excited to get a hold of it because it is unbelievable.
I came across this type of asparagus a few years ago, and it's not available all year round, at least in Sydney. So it's fat asparagus, as Lisa said, and I love it. It comes in this kind of pack, and it's really, really sweet. Not sweet like cake and biscuits, but really sweet and delicious and yum. And whenever it's out, I buy masses of it. And that's it.
So if you're in Sydney and probably Melbourne too, it's in the stores now, so go and grab it. And it is really healthy and really delicious, and you can do lots of things to it. And we're putting it together with this fantastic salsa, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But let's go over to see what Lauren is doing on her first morning back in the kitchen. She's making this fabulous cornflake slice.
So I'm just making the topping. I've got the base is, half the base is cooling in the fridge. The other part, the top for the slice is sitting here on some warm water.
It's over there, yeah.
Just there. And I'm just putting together the filling, which is a yummy condensed milk, butter, sugar,
All goodness.
all goodness, yummy sweetness and deliciousness. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay, how are we going to measure the golden
Yeah,
syrup, Marilyn? This is what I want to ask
Oh,
you.
the
So,
golden syrup.
so we've got to do 2 tablespoons of golden syrup.
Well,
So,
what we could do is have a really, really big discussion about how to measure golden syrup.
Hot spoon.
Hot spoon, under hot water, boiling hot water if possible, and then it will just slide out really easily.
yeah. So,
Okay, we'll give it a go.
okay. So interestingly, this recipe is one with cornflakes in it, and that's something that we really have had huge discussions about over the years. And I might just tell you that, you know, I think cornflakes, I'm just going to check my computer here, which is why I'm looking down, because I want to make sure I answer any comments or questions as they come up. But that's one of those things, you know, we get lots of recipes, particularly from the older generation, that they cooked with cornflakes, with Marie biscuits, with many other Arnott's biscuits. And we have to decide whether we want to put those in the book or not, and that's our issue. And a lot of them are really delicious. So we've argued about it seriously for the last 10 years. And our decision is we've put a few in. And I think in the new book, we're thinking of maybe having a special chapter just for those recipes that include that sort of dish. I mean, what do you think? I'd love to hear what you think of it. So send us your comments and tell us what you think. Because, you know, we'd love to have a discussion about it with all of you to see, would you like to see recipes with Nice biscuits in it or Marie biscuits? You know, do you like cooking with condensed milk and golden syrup? Good question, interesting discussion. Okay, let's go back to the kitchen and see what we're cooking. All right.
So we're dry frying some hazelnuts, or Lynn is, the royal we, dry frying some hazelnuts. And we want to take the skins off. So that you could roast them with the skins on, but then when you roughly chop them afterwards, the skins are going to fall off and you'll get bits of skin all over your salad. So we're going to try and get some of the skins off. So you could
just heated a dry pan, and we're going to let them cook for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to rub the skins off in a tea towel, which we're going to show you how to do.
It's quite a messy job getting the skins off.
There's a
and
trick.
There is a trick.
Do you know the trick?
Tell me.
Salad spinner. We won't bother today because it's only a tiny amount, and why dirty up even more stuff. But if you put it in a salad spinner and you spin it in the salad, it agitates it and rubs them off, and it's great.
That's a great
If
idea.
you're doing a lot of them.
I actually keep a few of these sort of thin tea towels. See, Lynn's holding it in her hand. See, my everyday tea towel. I'm a bit of a tea towel nut, actually. And these are our, sorry about that, our favourite Monday Morning Cooking Club tea
No,
towels.
Her favourite. Your favourite.
My favourite. Did I say our?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone listen, I said our, but I meant my favourite Monday Morning Cooking Club tea towel.
Actually, they've become my favourite too.
There you go. And my sister Esther also loves them, just telling you that, and my mother. So it's our family tea towel. But I find these linen tea towels, like Lynn has, really great for things like this job here with the nuts, or you know, if you need to put a tea towel over your chocolate roll while it's cooling, I use that sort of thing. What else do you use tea towels for in cooking? Lots of things. You know, when you're making the Persian rice and you need to put a tea towel over the top of it, I use these linen tea towels. So what's your favourite?
I have a real thing for linen, and I used to choose tea towels by the colour because I like things looking very particular. And actually, Lisa, you don't know this story, but my mother used to arrive in Sydney on holidays from Perth and bring me tea towels every trip. And at the time, it kind of drove me crazy because they weren't the right colour. But now I don't have my mum, and I've got all these fantastic linen, Irish linen tea towels. And I do think about her when I'm doing the dishes, and of course baking chiffon cakes.
Do you find that linen dries dishes as well as these ones?
Yeah, I do, but the older they are, the better they get. Like,
Yeah.
they need to be almost falling apart. And they're really good with glassware, like your crystal and that sort of thing. There's no lint. They're just great on glasses.
Yeah, okay. So Marilyn is toasting these nuts. Again, the pan is a dry non-stick pan, and it's just going to get them
You can
hot
see
so
that
that
the skins are
the
actually
skins start
coming
to
off.
come off. It's actually amazing how they come off like that, isn't
I'm
it?
trying to look really chefy, but I don't. I'm not normally really chefy. I'm normally really housewife cookie.
I think they're probably ready for
I'm
us
really
to take
cooking.
off.
I'm super cooking.
Okay, let's see what Lauren's doing. So Lauren's making the caramel for the middle of the slice. How's it looking?
It started off a little sort of separated, but it's all come together now,
it looks
boiling.
great. Who can dive into that? I could
So
actually.
I'm going to let it cool slightly, and then we'll see. Then I'll pour it over the base.
So this slice we're making actually comes from New Zealand. So we love the recipes we've got from New Zealand for our new book. So we're very excited to have another one to try out. So that's what this slice is with the cornflakes. So let's have a look back to the nuts. Yeah.
Ready to go?
Smoking hot.
Smoking hot.
Hey Selena, nice to see you. Thanks for
Thanks for
joining
the
us.
towel.
Great to have you here as part of our online cooking community. Hey everybody, remember to like while you're watching and to give us a comment. Tell us what you'd like us to do. Tell us what you think of what we're doing. Ask us a question.
Okay,
There
so
she is. She's shaking that. She's rubbing that tea towel over those nuts.
Good
And
job.
you can see that they come off. It's a miracle. Is that not a miracle?
So much fun.
Magic.
I agree.
So much fun.
And you will get little bits of hazelnut skin all over the tea towel. Be prepared for that. That's why Marilyn's idea of the salad spinner is actually quite
Such a
great.
good idea.
Do you want me to make biscuits or
Yeah.
cookies?
Yes, please do. Okay.
I've got to come round your side because I've got ingredients.
Can I just stop and look at these orchids? Are these just the most magnificent things? I've had those for 10 days and they are still absolutely beautiful. Just had to stop and show you that.
Okay. Do you want
Hey
to follow me?
Pauline, great to see you here. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Pauline.
Let's see. So this is actually while I'm here, the top half of the mixture that Lauren was making, and that's sitting over a bowl of hot water just to keep soft so it doesn't harden while she's making the caramel.
Can I make some noise now?
Yeah, okay. So
Okay, here we
Marilyn's
go.
here.
Ready?
Oh, Lauren's just sorry to jump back and
That's
forth.
the other half that's been setting in the fridge.
Yeah.
Really easy.
Okay, great. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay,
in a
so
minute.
I'm going to make some noise. Block your ears, everyone.
Okay, so we did cheat a little and start a few minutes
Yeah,
before
we
we
did.
started. We didn't want you to have to hear that for the whole time. So that's butter and sugar in there. And Marilyn's going to put in now some condensed milk. Is that
So,
right?
yeah.
Some flour and baking powder. And
So Lisa and I have been working together for 10 years or 10 and a half years now.
yeah, 10 and a half.
10 and a half, let's say. And so when we started, I used a different brand, Mixmaster, and this beater on my brand was called a K-beater. And we all call it a K-beater because we don't know what to call it, because this is a whisk and that is a K-beater. But a K-beater is from the other brand name.
Yeah.
So
Can we say the brand
need
name? It's
a
not
new
ABC,
name.
so we're allowed to say the brand name.
We
See-
need a new name for this,
Yeah.
and we should run a competition. But we don't have a prize.
Okay, so we need to know, because when we were writing this last book, we had a few things that said using the K-beater,
K-beater.
blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
then Marilyn said to me, you know, the K-beater is just for the Kenwood, and I didn't know that. So we had no name for it. So now we just say beat, and we mean lift this beater. But what do you think we should
I'm
call
reading
it?
the ingredients.
Oh, Pauline says the pretzel beater.
Why pretzel?
Yeah, I get that.
I don't get it.
Okay.
It looks like a pretzel.
Does it look like a pretzel?
Totally.
Does it look like a pretzel?
Yummy
Guys,
New York pretzels.
people who are listening, we'd love to know what you think. What should we call it?
Okay.
A
New
pretzel
York
beater.
pretzel, yeah.
But then it should be a
Okay,
New
right.
York pretzel beater.
No.
Pauline, what do you think?
an Aussie
Esther says we should call it a paddle.
A paddle beater or
Yeah,
a paddle?
a paddle beater. Paddle beater, Esther, or just the paddle?
Paddle beater.
Paddle beater. Paddle.
Paddle.
Yeah, Pauline says it looks like a pretzel. Yeah, we get that, Pauline. But do you really call it a would you want to call it a
I mean,
pretzel
if
beater?
would we sell a lot of cookbooks if we called it the pretzel beater? I'm not quite sure.
Oh, it's food. It's food.
It is food. Okay, so I've put in condensed milk, and the good thing with condensed milk is that you can have the rest of it from the tin for yourself because it's delicious. And I'm mixing it up, and then I'm reading the recipe because it's a try out, and I haven't made it before. Add milk, then the sifted dry ingredients.
Okay, let's go over and see what Lynn is doing. She's
Taking all
look
the
at those
skins.
lovely, you know what I'm going to call these? These are naked hazelnuts now, aren't they? Look at them. Absolutely beautiful.
Ask for suggestions. if you
Of what we
want
should
another
call
name.
them. What do we call these naked hazelnuts? I think naked hazelnuts.
Yeah.
So Lynn's going to fry them off in a tiny bit of olive oil because I want to tell you about the salsa. So let me just put this down and have a little chat again. and see if there's any more comments that we need to answer at the moment. So how's that, guys? So let's just refresh my screen and see what there is in the kitchen. Okay, so she's beating, so I hope you can hear me while she's beating in the background. Okay, no, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, so the last thing we've got is it's a paddle beater. Although Maddie thinks it should be called a pretzel beater. So you know what? Come on, guys, give us your comments. What are we going to call the old Kenwood K-beater in the KitchenAid version? That's what we want to know. What should we call it? Okay, so the girls are busy cooking in the background, and I just want to tell you about this amazing asparagus dish that we're making today, because it is spring, and in Sydney it is glorious and beautiful. And we feel we need something healthy for lunch after we're making all this sweet stuff today. So we've got asparagus, which we're char grilling, and then we're going to make a salsa of lightly fried sourdough bread. And Lynn picked up a loaf of sourdough from the Bread and Butter Project this morning, and it is such great bread to toast or fry. It really is awesome sourdough. We're going to mix that with some halved coloured cherry tomatoes, some chopped parsley, some cubed avocado with lemon juice. Toss all that together, put it over the char grilled asparagus, and top with the toasted hazelnuts, which we'll fry off and drizzle with olive oil and lemon juice. And that is it. And it is so delicious. You could add some feta cheese if you wanted to make it more interesting or not. It's really up to you, but it's a really good start for a spring salad. So, okay, let's go back and see what the girls are doing. So please remember, we're on Facebook, and we'd love you to like it, to share it, to talk about it, and really join our online cooking community. We're trying to create... One second. Are they ready? Okay. We're trying to create this online cooking community so that every Monday morning, or every second Monday morning, you know that you can tune in at 11:30 or watch it later and see what's cooking. Ask questions. We love it. So anyway, let's go back and see what everybody's doing over here.
So we've just drizzled these with a bit of olive oil and just a bit of salt and pepper on the ridged grill to get the nice charred.
And you can also do this on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Would you do it
It's
on
really
the
great.
hot plate or on the one where the flame goes?
I love seeing the black char marks.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I think it's
definitely
great.
the black
Yeah,
char marks
it's
make
great if your pan is really hot when you put sort of lightly oiled asparagus in, so that you get those char marks before it starts to steam. Lynn is here with the hazelnuts, and they are frying in some oil.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yum.
That's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Yum. Who wants one of those?
Me.
So Leora says, thanks for checking in, Leora. Leora says that KitchenAid call it a flash beater. Okay. Well, I guess if KitchenAid call it a flat beater, then we should probably call it that. Pretzel is more fun. Okay, flat beater.
We do really like our KitchenAids, by the way.
And I'm sorry, Pauline, that you're in Melbourne, because it feels like winter in Melbourne apparently. But I'm just going to go outside for a sec, because I just have to show you the day that it is today in Sydney. I mean, you can't even see that. Oh, you can see that blue sky. It is really, really amazing.
Meanwhile, baking biscuits.
Yeah.
So I've mixed in the flour. I mean, this is as easy as a chocolate chip biscuit gets, but the condensed milk gives it a different flavour. Whoa, that's it.
That's it.
It's done.
Okay, so now you're going to roll it into balls.
Into balls.
And
I don't
put
even
them
know
on.
if I've got a tray to roll them onto.
No, because you know what, Marilyn and I always, the thing we like to argue about, we like
A
to
lot.
argue about many things,
A lot.
is that Marilyn, would you agree with me, you don't really read the recipe from beginning to end before you start. You read it as you go along.
I'm very naughty, and I do things as I'm going along because I figure I'm wasting time prepping and chopping, and Lisa likes to put everything in nice little bowls, like, what do they call it, mise en place or something?
Yeah, yeah.
And I just think that's a waste of time.
Yeah,
I
because-
like to get things going. I'm doing 3 things at once. I'm washing the dishes.
My phone ringing right in the middle, which is really
So
hilarious.
I'm getting a tray.
Okay, so that chocolate chip cookie mixture looks really, really good, and I think someone needs to have a little taste of it. What do you think? Yeah, let's see. Tastes good.
Yeah?
Tastes delicious, actually. All right, let's go and see what's going here. So here are the hazelnuts draining. Are these nice and crisp? Has anyone had one? Yum. Okay.
I'm going to do this. I'm pouring this is the caramel.
So here's Lauren putting the caramel over the next layer of the slice. Yum, that looks quite good, actually.
quite delicious.
That looks really good. Okay, yum. Can't wait to see how that's going to
And then
go.
I'll just put the leftover topping on and back into the fridge.
Okay, so the topping's over here, and it's just sitting there. You know, it reminds me a bit of chocolate crackles. You know, we all made chocolate crackles growing up, and how the cocoa pulls at the bottom with the cocoa. Well, this is exactly what's happening with this. You know, it's one of those things that might be good for a kid's party, but let's have a look. I'm not going to judge it yet.
No. Have a look at the asparagus.
So the asparagus is charred really nicely over here. And what we want is it needs to come off the heat just before it's cooked. Because if you take it off when it's absolutely ready, guess what will happen as it cools? It'll just continue cooking, and then you're going to have soft wilted asparagus, which is not what you want. Lynn's now frying the bread, and this is really something delicious to do with sourdough. If you've never tried this, it adds a new dimension to every salad. Do you guys do this to your salads? Yeah.
What?
Fried bread. You know, beautiful tomato and feta salad with some olives. Add some fried bread, takes it to another level. And especially if you use a really good quality sourdough. Like in Sydney, we are so lucky. We've got Iggy's, we've got Sonoma, we've got brasserie bread, we've got Bake Bar. We've got Bread and Butter Project. We've got, and there's a name. What's the name of? I can't even pronounce the name of it. It starts with P. Can someone tell us on Facebook what it's called? The bakery down, you know, Lauren. That's where Bruce brought us a loaf from that bakery. It's called P.O. Starts with P. Can someone help me here? No.
Where is it?
And Esther says in Melbourne, Wood Frog Bakery. Actually, I agree with Esther about Wood Frog. I don't know if any of you Melbourne people have found it yet.
Pauline goes there.
Their fruit buns are so amazing, I've got to say, and the bread also. So Lynn's busy manning the stove. She's got the bread frying here. She's got the asparagus charring there. See those lovely black marks? That's awesome.
Is this still baking flour, by the way?
No, it's plain flour, but there's baking powder.
So one of the many discussions that we might potentially have to turn into an argument is how far apart the biscuit dough should go on the tray, because it depends on how far apart, how much the biscuits spread, and if you want them touching or not touching, and you know. So what do you reckon?
Well, this is our dilemma when we get a recipe and make it for the first time, and we don't know anything about how it's going to be. We don't know what they're supposed to look like because we don't have a picture. So we just have to wing it and guess. So I think Marilyn's doing it perfectly. I would leave a little bit of space always, because there's only a bit of baking powder. Because
we like our recipes in the books to really be absolutely perfected to the best of our ability, I would probably, having decided that this is the right amount, take a ruler and measure it, so that I could be really instructive in my recipe writing. I like being
I don't really want to be so pedantic, and I don't want to measure how far apart, really. And I think that everyone knows that you try something once, and if they all join and you get one big slab cookie, you know they're too close, right?
A slab cookie!
So these are cooking really quickly. Yum.
These done a bit more.
Done a bit.
You know how this is done with condensed milk?
No, I think they're great. I mean, if I was cooking at home in my kitchen, which I am, but you know what I mean, I would taste one now, and I would want it to be, like Lynn said, al dente, which is a good term for everything. You know, still have a bit of a bite to it, firm to the bite. So I think that's ready to come off.
I can come up with an idea for this.
Straight onto our platter.
Cookies.
And we've got our favourite platter from our favourite ceramic store, which is Mud Australia. Yeah, and so we're going to put all the asparagus on, and then we're going to top it. So the bread is gorgeously toasted, and I'm using all my willpower not to pick that little really burnt bit there, because that's really, really good, but I won't eat it yet. Hey Maddie, yeah, Maddie likes the idea of a slab cookie.
I'm just wondering whether, because this has got condensed milk, you know, once you've perfected a recipe, it's so much fun to then change it, especially really easy recipes. So I'm kind of tempted to remake these with dolce de leche. Yeah, and get like this caramel dolce de leche flavour.
That'd be nice.
Through chocolate chip
Do you
cookies.
buy it, or do you make your own?
I've made my own using tins of condensed milk where you boil them for 3 hours or whatever it is, and it turns into caramel inside the tin. It's like magic. And I've bought it as well.
That's an interesting point. So let's see how these cookies go. We won't have time to show you, how long do they cook for? 15 to 20, yeah. So we won't have time to show you how they come out, but we will of course post it later on Facebook and let you know what we think. So there's our gorgeous, gorgeous asparagus. And that's 2 of those big fat bunches of big fat asparagus. So they're great. So now the girls are just looking at the recipe and going, oh, what do we do next? What do you do next?
Is we roughly crush the hazelnuts.
Okay, and there's our cherry tomatoes, which have been halved. So I'm just going to taste this toast that I picked up a second ago. Let me say hello to Cooper first. There's Cooper outside. Hey, Coopy, come on. That's my dog, Cooper, the wonder dog. Some of you may have seen him featuring in the videos that we've done.
He cooks.
He's really part of the Monday Morning Cooking Club, I've
He's
got
our
to say.
expert taster.
Yeah.
He does like tasting.
So you can hear how crunchy this toast is, which is really what you want. And a little bit oily, which is quite delicious. So as I chew, you can talk.
Oh, do you want me to talk?
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether I could make these with gluten-free flour, and I'm absolutely sure that I can. I like making things gluten-free and adapting them to get more people to eat yummy food. And I think I can do it because when you're rolling in a ball like this and you're not rolling out into a dough or a pastry, it's pretty easy to manage. So that's 2 ideas of how to change this recipe.
What about putting some nuts in it? I always love,
love
chocolate
that.
chip cookies with
I
walnuts.
love that. Peanuts, I love.
Raisins.
Something I used to eat
Oats.
as a little girl
Yeah.
was peanut and chocolate chip.
I know.
It's a really great looking mixture. Okay, so hey Leora, Wood Frog, well the one that I went to is in Toorak Village. They've got like a little stall opposite the supermarket, but they are in somewhere else. Maybe Brighton or something, but maybe one of the Melbourne people can. Oh, Brighton, yeah, that's right. Thanks, Miriam. Hi, Miriam, nice to see you here. Hey, Carolyn, thanks for joining in. Great to see you here too. And Jacqueline, thank you, love it. So happy to be here, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Esther. Leora's answering your question about Wood Frog. So we're really happy to be here too. We are in the Monday Morning Cooking Club kitchen and we are live and alive in the kitchen on Monday morning. And we've got Lauren with us as a special guest. And I'm wondering if she might feel like coming back more often because she's enjoyed this morning so much. I'm not quite sure. We'll see.
See what it
We'll have a
tastes like.
discussion.
Just requesting Lauren.
So is your slice finished?
No, it's cooling in the fridge.
Oh, can we have a look at it?
That was it. Just
Okay, so that's
see what
it,
happens. Yeah.
I remember when we have made this once before, and there was sort of a kofar layer that separated out of it, which I didn't really like, and I think the same thing happens again, and I don't know why.
Because it felt when I was making the caramel, it was separating a bit.
Yeah. So that's something we've got to look at. You see, we get these recipes from people all over the world, and they come without a picture, and they come without often
Proper methods.
yeah, like really clear instructions. Because the interesting thing is, you know, everybody knows how to make their, sorry about this, it's a bit awkward. Everybody knows how to make their own dish. So they've got a recipe that says, you know, 3 steps for something that we think needs maybe 7 steps. So, because we don't know what it's supposed to look like. So we have to work out from the recipe they give us actually how to make it. And that's part of the fun of what we do every week. So we come into the kitchen on a Monday and a Tuesday now, and we probably cook 6 to 8 recipes at a time. And it's actually quite crazy. So what are you girls up to?
Yeah.
How are you going? You ready to put those in the oven?
I'm going to put mine in the oven.
Okay.
I'm going to assemble this.
Okay, we're going to assemble the asparagus.
Do you want to just fork my biscuits first before you do the assembly?
Okay. Do you want me to film you doing that?
I don't know.
Okay. So Marilyn's going to get her biscuits ready. She's going to fork them and put them in the oven. And we are going to then finish the asparagus salad, and then we're going to leave you and go and eat it because we've got to do that. But what I wanted to say is on a Monday and a Tuesday morning when we're cooking 8 or so recipes from scratch, from recipes that we've hardly ever, well, we don't really know often what they're supposed to look like, there's a word in Yiddish called a balagan, which means everything's happening at the same time and it's a bit crazy and messy, and that's often what it's like in our kitchen. And I hope that one day we can get you in here to watch us when it is a balagan, because it's hilarious. And I've got a really good sized kitchen, I got to say, and on those days it's just not big enough. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Okay, so I think I'm just going to squash these down. The last ones have got sort of, it's like chocolate with a bit of cookie as opposed to cookie with chocolate. You can see.
Yeah.
So-
The recipe actually says chopped chocolate, and I bought chocolate chips from our local Providor Parisi's. I bought Belgian chocolate chips, and they actually are delicious. So you could use chopped chocolate, you can use your own chocolate chips, whatever you like. But this is what we're going to have.
It says to squash them down a bit with a fork, and I like making fork marks and making them like a feature, if I can.
But then the funny thing is when you spend all this time making fork marks and then they just rise and you never see the fork marks again.
I know.
You know. That's, again, we don't know what it's supposed to look like. So let's have a look what's going on here. And I think the best thing is to get in with your hands. I'll just grab these. So this is the salsa with the bread, the tomatoes, the bread, the tomatoes, the avocado and the parsley, and olive oil and lemon juice. And so Lauren's going to season with some flaky salt and perhaps a grind of pepper. And we're going to put that on top of the asparagus, and it is delicious. The recipe
You're
for
going
this,
to be the taster.
yeah, of course I'll be the taster, because Natty's not here today, so you know, I'm going to be the taster. So Natty and Jackie, hey girls, if you're there, and I'm sure you'll check in later, they're on holidays, and we're all working in the kitchen, slaving over a hot stove, and they're on holidays. Lucky girls.
Vacation.
So Lauren's just going to spoon that on top. It's just a really gorgeous salad for spring. I hope that everyone will make it this weekend, and then let us know what you think of it.
Yum. How photogenic is that?
I know, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
So photogenic.
Oh,
and
hey Jackie,
delicious.
great to see you.
Oh,
I'm glad
hey.
you like this. No, not Jax, not our Jax. This is Jackie, another Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Who says the salad looks amazing. Yeah, I think you'd love it, Jackie. It's right up your alley. Thank you for checking in. So all of you that are there, remember to please like it, share it, join our online cooking community. We're trying to make this a regular gig. Monday mornings, you in our kitchen with us, asking questions, telling us what you want us to do, all that sort of stuff. We'd really love to make it a regular thing.
No, it's, yeah.
So Lauren's putting the last touches on it now, the hazelnuts. Looks amazing.
Careful, that tray's hot.
Thank you.
Whoever's.
Who thinks this looks amazing? Thanks, Selena. Thanks, Esther. Thanks, Pauline. Thanks, Carolyn. Yes, that asparagus, and it's from Mildura in Victoria,
That's
is incredible.
That's it.
Hey, Michelle, thanks for checking in. Nice to see you. I think it looks delicious too. Miriam, great to hear. She's going to make the asparagus for her footy dinner on Saturday night. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let's have a look.
I'm going to
That
put
is
that
really
right
good.
over
Okay,
here.
so let's just have, before we sign off, I just want to show you the cookies in the oven. Yeah, my oven door needs a bit of a clean. I know, I'm sorry. It's terrible.
You can open it up.
Okay. They look really good, and they're already spreading, and the fork marks are already disappearing. We've got a lovely mess in the kitchen, which we always leave, and that's really part of what we do. And let's have a look at this salad. Is anyone going to try it, or am I going to?
You
I'm
are.
going to.
It looks amazing. I actually can't try it on. Oh yes, I can. I'm just going to take this little bit here.
I'll take this bit here.
Okay.
I'm taking a bit of asparagus from the bottom because it's my favourite.
Oh my goodness.
So good. Here we go.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Really good salting, Lauren.
Oh, thank you.
Did you
It's
salt
a
it?
talent.
One of you salted. Really
It's a
good.
big
Lauren.
talent.
Oh, so Miriam says go the crows. Yeah, well, go the crows.
Which crows?
The Adelaide crows, yeah?
Go the crows.
Footy,
Go the
yeah.
crows.
Yeah, Maddie, I'm sure you're hungry because we're starving and we really can't eat it properly till we say goodbye to all of you. So I just want to show you again. This is our really interesting, delicious spring salad. We've got char grilled fat asparagus from Mildura in Victoria, but you can use any asparagus. You know, just remember if it's thin asparagus, just cook it for a couple of minutes only. Don't overcook it. We've got cherry tomatoes, avocado, toasted amazing sourdough bread that's been toasted or fried a little bit in olive oil, and avocado and parsley. Sorry if I repeated something. Seasoned or dressed with lots of salt and pepper, olive oil and lemon juice, and then topped with toasted, actually fried, hazelnuts, which are then, I think toasted is a euphemism for fried, isn't it? Sometimes. Toasted with oil.
And the recipe is on?
The recipe is on the website, so go to our website and just search asparagus, and then
Please
click
share,
that.
like, share your friends and your family.
Share the love.
Share the love. So please, everyone, I'm just going to say goodbye to you all now. Put this back here for 1 second and say, please remember, we're trying to create this online Monday Morning Cooking Club community, and we'd really love you to like it, share it, watch it, type things, tell us what you want us to do next time, which will be in 2 weeks, because we would absolutely love to do something that you guys want. Want to see a chocolate chiffon cake from start to finish? Do you want to see, I don't know, someone suggested maybe a round challah and how we do that round thing, which is quite interesting. But let us know what you want. We would love to see you again in 2 weeks. Thanks so much for joining in and being part of this amazing community that we feel we're creating, who just love to cook and eat, of course. But now we're going to go and eat, and I'm going to say farewell, and the girls are going to say goodbye as well.
Bye.
And I'm going to switch off and say, see you girls, and thanks, Anne. Lovely that you chimed in at the last minute. I'm glad you think it looks delectable. Selena too, and thanks, Esther. See you all later. Bye.
Bye.